Hello, this is Bobby from Dig Coding, and this is the 11th video in the building and launching a real Django website series. Now, before I jump into talking about domains, which this video is all about, I want to plug my other playlist, which is YouTube Journey. So if you don't know, this is a new channel. I've only launched it, been going for about 3 weeks now. And what I've decided to do is document my whole journey from starting a YouTube channel to monetizing it. So have a look at that playlist. The link is just up here. Please subscribe to the channel and like this video, because that goes a long way towards monetizing this channel. And I just want everyone to see how long it takes and all of the ups and downs along the way. So thank you. Back to this video. So we're talking about domains today. If you followed along with this playlist, you'll know by now that we've built a website in development on our local machine, and we now want to launch it onto a DigitalOcean droplet. But we have to think about domains before we do that. So we need to buy a domain. So if you don't know what a domain is, or a URL in fact, now URL stands for Uniform Resource Locator. So the easiest way for me to describe what a domain and a URL is, think of your website that your users are going to visit. Think of that as a building or a block of flats, let's say. That's your website. Well, if that was the case, your domain would be the address to that building. Now a URL would be the resource locator, so that would be the address to an individual property in that building. I hope that makes sense. So the domain is the address to your website, and a URL takes you to specific pages or flats in my example there. So that's what we're going to do today. So we've got the product, we've got the project that we've built, and we're now going to get a domain. We're going to I've already bought it, but in your case you would buy it, you would add all of the privacy and you'd configure it right, you'd pay the registrar, and then what you'd do is you'd set up your emails on that registrar's website. A little bit later in this tutorial I'll show you how to then migrate all of that over to DigitalOcean. So that's what we're going to do today. Now if you look at the description below, you'll see that I think we've got 7 examples of registrars. You can do a Google and 101 will come up, but I've put 7 on there that I know of and that I'm quite familiar with. In today's tutorial, we're going to be using iPage, but if I open up my window here, you'll see I've got a browser open, I've got iPage open, I've got GoDaddy, we've got 123reg, which is a UK registrar, we've got domain.com, Namecheap, we've got HostGator, and we've got another one called Network Solutions. That's just 7, right? There's so many. Find the one you like, do some research, because some are better than others, some have got better customer services than others, some are more cheap, some are more expensive. Do your research, pick the one you want, and then go ahead and select the domain. You may find that your domain that you actually want isn't available. Just get creative. So you can have a .com, a .co.uk, a .net, .org, or you can have dashes in between 2 words. Get creative. There's more than one way to skin a cat. Just get the domain that you require and buy it, and then we'll start configuring it. In this example, we'll be using iPage. So you'll see in this page here, I've already bought Did Demo. The reason I've bought it before this tutorial is because it takes a little bit of time for the processing to happen and for it to go live. This is live, so I've got diddemo.com. Now you can see some of this will be blurred out, but you can see that I've got privacy. I would always suggest that you buy the privacy for your domain. It just protects everything and it keeps hackers out. And you know, this day and age, we need to make sure that our data is secure and safe. And you'll see that I actually bought this some time ago. I bought this in 2019. So I had the idea of a YouTube channel many moons ago, and I've been procrastinating up until now, which is now 2021. But we've finally got the YouTube channel out there. So let's crack on. So I've registered it. Hopefully you've done it as well. And in whichever registrar that you use, they'll have different ways of configuring things, but it's more or less the same. So once we've registered it, we then want to configure the emails. Now for this tutorial and in previous tutorials, you'll see that I like Gmail. I normally use Google Mail as my email provider. Now you can use Microsoft and you can use other email providers, but I use Gmail. So we'll click in Google Workspace for iPage and we'll get started. It gives you a few options, I believe. So compare plans, We've got a business starter, we've got business standard and business plus. You can see that business standard is good for most businesses, that it says here. It gives you an option of paying monthly or annually. We will go with the business standard and we will go with monthly. I've already got my card and already got an account set up with iPay, so I won't have to do that. But we'll go did coding, my organisation name, Bobby Stearman, and the email account. We're going to set up 2 email accounts, or try to. I want 2, so I want one for myself, so it's bobby@diddemo.com, and we'll also have another one. We'll call it info@diddemo.com. And it will give me a chance to copy the password that I won't show you because then I won't have to blur it. But we'll go to the checkout and we'll go to checkout, and that should now be purchased. So it now says pending. This takes a little bit of time to do, but that's fine. By the time we get onto the video of configuring emails into the project, that will be all set up. That's not a problem at all. So that's it for now. I will need this to be set up before I can set up another email, info@diddemo. So we'll do that in another tutorial. Hello, if you're seeing this, it's because I've recorded this after I recorded the domain video. I forgot to talk about a couple of bits. So in iPage, you can see that I've added a typo to my name. It's B-O-B-Y, it should be B-O-B-B-Y. So I'll change that in admin, and I'll go into that in a second. And it says pending because we need to log in now to Google's admin panel or accounts panel and agree to certain terms and conditions before we can move forward with this. So if we go into Google admin Google, it will come up with admin.google.com. So click on that, and then you want to sign into or with the account that we've just set up. Hopefully it'll let this happen. So it says hi B-O-B-Y. So terms of service. Now I've come stuck here a few times when setting up other emails. So I do a lot of web development for friends, family, and whatever else. And you know, setting up these Google accounts, I always seem to forget this part, and it can really slow things up because it won't let you sign into your Gmail until you've done this. And you'll find you go round and round in circles. So these are the terms of service. I've read it 100 times already. Accept terms of service. So, but we are admin currently. Now, there will be a link up here now to another video of setting up Google app passwords. As we're signed into the admin panel already, it makes sense for us to do that. So you want to go into settings, account settings, no, security, and password management. No, we don't. We want hold the phone caller. We want less secure apps. Click in the less secure apps. Allow users to manage their access to less secure apps. Tick and save. Happy days. Right, that's now done. We do need to configure some other bits. So when setting up an admin at Google or admin.google, then you need to verify that the account is yours, and we do that when we set up the droplet and the domain over at DigitalOcean. So we will be coming back to the admin console anyway, but that's it for today. We were talking about domains, URLs. We now know that a domain is akin to a building or an address to a building, and a URL would be the flat within that building. So it's a unique address to a specific flat in a building, which would be your domain address. So that's it for today. Yeah, subscribe, please like, massive help, and I'll be seeing you in the next video. Thank you, bye.